Greetings, my brothers and sisters. How y'all doing today? I hope all is well. Peace and blessings be to you all. I want to come to you all today with a video, speak on the truth, matters of life, Um, for those who understand, life was lost in the beginning, by the fall of mankind, the indulgence in the tree of knowledge of good and evil, from the beginning, in that fall and in life being lost, was lost the understanding of the dynamic, of life for the man and woman. How the man and woman is to operate, how the man and woman is supposed to work together, in order to maintain life. But as you see, the loss of life comes with the loss of order, the loss of the dynamic between the man and woman. And as we live, part of the life journey is to find that way of life again, a man being a man and a woman being a woman. This world will test the right frame of both, the world seeks to weaken a man, and so the man must understand the importance of being rooted, being firm, standing firm within himself. To stand firm within himself is rather instilled in him by the Most High. He looks to the Most High to understand how to stand, to stand upright, to stand up against something, against any threat, and that threat seeks to knock him off his balance. So he must understand how to stand as a man. Stand firm in truth. Stand firm in what he believes in. And what he believes in should help him to stand upright. The woman, the enemy attacks the woman to get her to seek to stand above, seek to step above the man, step above his lead, to step above his authority, and that the woman makes that action, and the man is either to allow it or to remind the woman. Whatsoever the woman does is her decision. But she will either truly desire to step above the man, the upright man, or to remember that her submission to the upright man brings about protection from the enemy. The enemy seeks to attack the desire of the woman, the mind of the woman. And the woman represents the weakness of the man. It's a certain understanding of the weakness. It's a weakness that rather needs help. And then it's a form of weakness that rather is weak because it attacks. It's like a virus that spreads. So with the world against mankind, with the enemy above the lost man and woman, this moment that we live in is about coming back to the understanding of our position, and it takes looking to the Most High to do so. What we live for, why am I here, just as Christ, or the only begotten Son, went through the wilderness, he had to, in a sense, to overcome his fleshly desires, So it's a certain understanding that a man must be able to overcome his worldly desires, putting them first before what he knows and what he believes in the order of the Most High. Desire comes after necessity. So mankind, and especially man, must understand that, Without that understanding, your desire rules over you, And the world is almost as a circus, almost as an amusement park, full of desire, full of man's desire. Anything the man or woman wants, And it's led by the woman's desire. The woman is the man's desire. She's more so the embodiment of desire and of want, And so her connection to the man is to rather see that the man handles what's needed. He is necessity, And the man must see that what he wants has to align with what he knows is necessary. Because the understanding of necessity is not merely from the man, it continues through him, through the Most High. And so, if the man focuses on that, then his desire will not get the best of him. But if he loses sight of what's necessary, he will fall to his desire, if his desire falls, And one is stronger and one is weaker, and the natural makeup, if the woman does not see that sense of the godly man or the Most High, the influence of the Most High within the man, then she can't follow what she does not see leading, within a man. So it's important, as a man, to understand your position, to lead, to lead where? To lead in the understanding of life. Because that truly is the understanding of the love of the Father for mankind. And for the man to understand it, for the man to teach it, he must understand it. For the man to show it to the woman, he must understand it, Love can be harsh sometimes. Love can be tough sometimes, But it can also be gentle, A lot of it, depending on how you receive it, also comes with how well you receive it, How well you are to receiving it, how receptive you are to it, As the Father spoke life unto the earth, so the man is to lead the woman. And the man is also a part of the earth in the sense that he's made from the earth in the fleshly way. So there's the distinction between man and God, or man or the Most High, But it's the spirit of the Most High. Even as it stated, the breath of life was breathed into the man's nostrils, and he became a living soul. That's what gives the man life, And so as you live, you have to ask yourself as a man, is the breath within you, is it for something? Is it to live for something? Or is it for vain? A man must understand that as he lives, he has to have boundaries. He has to have a sense of structure, a sense of order. He cannot allow anything to break that order within him. He has to have a sense of understanding how to be alone. If anything be added unto him, unto his life, it must add unto what the peace that he already has. You know, it must complement him. You know, and what he already knows to do with the most in the order of the Most High. You know, help me. And so, as you look in this world today, there are the concept, as I said from the beginning, is a lost concept. You know, many want a man of the Most High, but doesn't want to be for that man. Many want a woman of honor, but does not want to be a leader for that woman. You know, the paradox of this world, to want what's not fit or what you're not fit for, you know. And so it's all a mental battle. The mind of the man is more so, it embodies the mind itself. The mind of the woman more so embodies the body, the heart, you know. For the man, you know, the understanding of being the head, you know, to lead is necessity. If he doesn't have in mind to lead, you know, with his mind, and to lead with the mind, you must understand life is something of something higher, something more than this physical, you know. The mind is unseen, thoughts are unseen, but you act it out, you know. But the woman, as I said, her mind more so embodies the body, the heart. The heart is of the feelings, you know. Her feelings more so can dictate, you know, her mindset. But the question is, what are her feelings after? You know, what dictates her feelings? You know, what manner of mindset does she look for within a man? You know? And so, as a man, to understand the manner of woman that you desire, you must ask yourself, what are your heart desires? What are your heart desires, and do they align with your mind, or will they jeopardize the state of peace of your mind? You know, where there is no protection of the mind, it's an open door for corruption, for negative and evil spirits to get a hold of, you know. But the Spirit of the Most High is what brings about that peace, you know, that peace of self, of not needing the world, of not needing the external to be fulfilled within. So, and that, you know, summarize it, you know, think about the only begotten Son and the word is spoken that a man is to be to the woman as the only begotten son was to the church, you know. The church seeks after the only begotten son, seeks for his help, seeks for his salvation, because they know that he is the salvation away from this world, to save them from this world, you know. And the salvation within him is that knowledge, that understanding of life, to eat of life, the tree of life. It's for the man to have his mind aligned with the Most High, aligned with his Father, the Creator, and for the woman to cling onto that spirit of the Most High, you know, whether it be within the man or whether it just be, you know. But if she truly seeks the spirit of the Most High, she will seek that spirit within a man, you know. And so, as I said, you know, it's a lot of struggle by default that the world seeks to throw at us. But if you seek pleasure, if you seek any kind of sense of release, of stress, let it be of something pure, something that you know you can trust, you know, something that does not compromise who you are within Christ, who you are within the Most High, who you are within the truth. Don't let pleasure compromise your position and where you stand with the Most High. Respect yourself as a man or a woman, you know. Respect yourself enough to not allow the ways of this world to have its way with you. That's to say, to indulge. Because as Adam and Eve was lost in that pleasure, their own pleasure, you know, shame was brought upon them. As I said, their eyes were open. They saw that they were naked, you know. Abide in the honorable, a pleasure that still honors the Creator and life in the way that He intended it to be, you know. And that's where man and woman are truly united in that understanding, rather than divided and seeking out other understanding that's not needed, you know. How to be more than what you already are, you know. I'm saying this in the sense of the garden. Seeking to become more than that you are, when more is actually less. But the seeking for more is more powerful than righteous standing. So I pray I'll be blessed in the name of my only begotten Son. All praise be our Father, I'll be Yahuwah. Amen.